Hello and welcome back to whatever this is. Today I am here with my channel artist Gracia. Gracia, say hi.
Hello.
And what we are going to do is we are going to make some thumbnails for you. We are going to do a very abridged version of our process. We are going to essentially speed run some thumbnails based on your suggestions. Gracia, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
That's great.
Very much.
So basically how this is going to work is I put up a community post asking for your suggestions. I have not seen that post. Gracia has selected a handful of thumbnails that you are going to give to me. I am then going to have to come up with the basic composition, the drawing, the mock, which I will have 5 minutes to do. After which point I will give my abomination to Gracia and she will have to make it look all pretty. And hopefully by the end we will have a solid YouTubeable 15-minute thumbnail.
YouTubeable, I don't know about that one, but we'll do our best.
We're aiming for YouTubeable.
YouTuber between 20 subscribers and 50 subscribers.
Yeah, it's mostly to give you guys a bit of an insight to how we worked. In reality, this would take hours, sometimes days of communication.
Days.
But
Yeah.
So what is our first candidate?
I don't know if we should start like slow or go.
Let's
dive
start
in.
slow. Let's go simple.
First of all, I gotta say a lot of Buggy was brought up. It's a trending topic right now. Oh, I'm choosing between these two. Let's do the funny one. So the thumbnail is Buggy testifying in a court case. Exactly as it sounds.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all you get.
Okay.
You don't know what he's testifying, nothing. You don't know who's there.
It's interesting. That's kind of the exact opposite of what I wanted. What I wanted was more along the lines of like a video topic, and then you come up with that crazy idea.
That's part of the challenge because you are the one that comes up with your video ideas. If it was a topic, a trending topic, what would you make a video about? And then put that into a thumbnail.
I think I can do this. So the way this is going to work, and I haven't told you this yet, apologies, you're going to time me. So you're going to monitor my 5 minutes and I'll monitor your 10 minutes.
I think I have the most obnoxious alarm, so I'm just gonna do a stopwatch. Are you ready?
Nope, but we're gonna do it.
You got 5 full minutes. What can go wrong? I think you even have a lot extra time to think about this one. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking right off the top of my head, the video is going to be about, is Buggy worthy of being an emperor? And that's what he's testifying to in court, I think, is what this is going to be.
Very nice. I like that.
Yes. Now I've got to just quickly do a scribble.
I gotta start looking up Buggy images for reference.
It's actually a very tricky thumbnail. This is not something I would normally give you because doing a courtroom would probably require quite a complex background.
Yes.
And I try to steer clear of that because as much as I do love them and I think they add to the videos, it's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
For a thumbnail.
I mean, I can just do a little splash of brown and a couple lines here and there. Make it look like a courtroom.
Yeah.
I've got my Buggy images ready.
I actually need a Buggy image of my own.
I mean, lucky for you, you don't have to make him as detailed. So if you even put a stick figure and you just write down Buggy.
I could do that. There are times in the past, like in our early working relationships, when I did do similar things.
You're like, these circle here, that's Yamato.
I think my Yamato is great.
Yes, that was good, especially the boobs.
The boobs are important.
You gotta give me a heads up on the reaction Buggy's gonna have.
He's gonna be shocked. He's gonna be going, "Ah!" like an angry shock, I think.
Angry shock. All right.
Because he's on the stand and he's being questioned.
He's like, what do you mean I'm not worthy?
What do you mean? How long have I got left?
2 minutes. It's only been 3.
Oh, my life. Okay.
Yep, you set the time limit, so.
It's only been 3. It's already been 3. That's too many.
It's only been 3. You're fine. Please tell me at least you got Buggy in there.
Buggy's in there, but he's like a sub-element.
Are you going to include other characters? Or
There are 2 characters in this thumbnail.
Buggy and someone else?
Yep.
Oh boy. I didn't want to draw today, but I guess
Well, you've picked the wrong day to do this then.
And then after this, I gotta start doing the actual thumbnail.
Yeah.
I don't get a break.
Welcome to my life. That's the perks of working at the Grand Line Review.
Perk or curse?
¿Por qué no los dos?
True. You gotta do more Spanish voiceover.
Which is Spanish that I know because it was in a taco ad.
Very educational.
Okay, I think I'm all right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Done.
Ooh.
All right, are we ready to see what I've come up with?
The masterpiece.
Just hold it up to the camera first.
So Shanks is saying, I object.
Objection. Yes.
Objection. And Buggy.
Yeah.
Is he just sitting in the tall chair of the...
So he's on one of those Japanese witness stands, which are kind of a place where you stand onto them. I'll send you a reference of them. But it's basically a Phoenix Wright reference. It's Shanks doing the famous objection.
Yes.
And Buggy's on the stand going, huh? I will say I'm not very happy with the proportions. I think if this was a real thumbnail, I would be messing around with these a lot more, but this is what we've got. I went with Shanks as opposed to, say, Blackbeard because he's a lot more detailed.
Oh, thank you. I think next to Kaido, Blackbeard is my least favorite character to draw.
He's tricky, yeah.
He's got a lot of details and a lot of colors. Funnily enough, because he's, you know, the representation of darkness, and he's quite a colorful character.
He's really tricky because in thumbnails, you've got to personify that darkness, but you've also got to keep it really bright.
Yes. And I've messed that quite a lot. Yeah.
I've messed it up quite a lot as well. There are a lot of times I've given you something I thought would work and just didn't, and I've had to go far.
And you're like, sorry to do this to you, but you're gonna have to do it all over again.
Oh, yes.
Happens quite a lot. People help me. Blink twice if you need help. All right. How much time do I've got?
You've got 10 minutes. Are you ready?
All right. Just to be clear, I haven't started anything. No cheating. And I've got the thumbnail proportions.
Badly proportioned, but shall we do it?
Yes.
Starting now. And I guess I just get to like stand here and dance for 10 minutes.
Like just have a little music playing on the background with like those like game shows.
Bom, bop, bom, bom, bom,
yeah, exactly.
bom, 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 bom.
Ugh, this Shanks is not attractive.
I'll go back to the question thread and see if there were any good ones I didn't answer. I do tend to get like the same 10 questions over and over again. How hard is it for you to stay on the no videos about spoilers attitude despite knowing that you could get good views with early videos on a topic? Did you ever consider changing your stance on that? Yes, and I kind of have.
Yeah. I
used to have this really strict rule about, okay, I'm not going to put in spoilers for anime-only watchers.
Yeah.
Which really kind of screwed me over, because during that time it was Whole Cake Island, Luffy had just beaten Katakuri, and like there was a point where anime watchers hadn't even met Katakuri yet, so I had this really strict rule about not using him in thumbnails. It made things so much more difficult. So
yeah, of course.
Right now my policy is, if it's out officially, then it's fair game.
Yeah, like if you're anime only, you know what you're getting yourself into. Stay away from YouTube because everyone's gonna be, it's not just you, like everyone's gonna be talking about. Wait, I just realized I'm making Shanks' left arm, but he has no left arm.
I didn't even think of that. Oh no. Oh no.
I have to make him like point that way, you know?
Yeah. Objection. Oh, okay.
God.
That's the sort of thing, if I had time, I would have caught and just maybe flipped the image so it's the other side. In fact, you can do that if you want. Just flip it, I think. So that it's the opposite direction.
I think it works. Yeah, it's fine.
Sure.
I was like, wait, something feels wrong. See, after drawing him so many times, you memorize this guy.
This is why thumbnails take time, because we run into things like this. Like, hang on, that arm you've drawn doesn't actually exist.
Exactly. I can't believe this happened.
If we were to make this in reality, I'm definitely flipping it.
Oh yeah, well, flipping it and making it look better, of course. Oh my god, this is so funny. Oh, this is so ass. Like, I'm not very proud of this drawing, but
I'm not very proud of the mock-up, but you know, that's... I am proud of the concepts though. Even though I obviously didn't come up with it,
yeah.
I like it paired with the topic that came to mind. Which is, it's the sort of thing I do when I see movie posters. Like, I did a movie poster thumbnail with you based on The Graduate, with
Yes.
like Boa Hancock's leg in the frame, like doing
That
the
that
"Are you
thumbnail
trying
was
to seduce me"
so
pose.
good.
But basically, yeah, I was going through movie posters. I stumbled upon The Graduate, and I was like, all right, if these were One Piece characters, who would it be? Okay,
Yeah.
Hancock's trying to seduce Luffy. Luffy's going, "What? That's not food. What is
It's
that?"
like, wait a second, I don't want
Yeah, that's not tasty.
that. That is a really good one. And you even made a full video about that leg later on.
That video did better than it had any right to. I made the video centered around the leg, but I was like, it had quite an impact. That video, that Boa Hancock video, has 755,000 views. That is wild for a Grand Line Review video.
How?
I don't know. I think it was just like an intriguing clash of elements. Like, you've got Hancock doing the Wano face as well. and
Yes.
There's like an element of sexy, there's an element of comedy, there's
Yeah.
an element of shock. I guess it hits the sweet spot somehow.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Which is interesting because I was convinced that it would bomb. I was convinced it was just going to be like 10 out of 10, stupid idea, never try new things again, Liam. It always has to be theories and bounties and action.
Yes. You suck at new ideas. Don't even go with that.
Well, new ideas are scary because they have backfired on me in the past. And so
Of course,
I guess
yeah.
you gotta learn those lessons.
But I think you're like in the spot to be making these type of ideas and see how they do. Because like, I don't know, like you have a big enough audience that even if one video like flops, you know you're gonna do great on the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like you have kind of like the
Maybe.
guarantee that your viewers are gonna be there, you know?
The great equalizer with me is the chapter reviews. I always know
Yes.
that they will perform a certain way. It's everything else that terrifies me. Speaking of terrifying, you have 90 seconds left.
I'm actually proud of these thumbnails, not gonna lie. To do it
really?
in 10 minutes, yeah, you're gonna like it.
Like 3 minutes ago, you were like, "Oh, I hate this. I'm so unproud of it."
Oh, once I add color to it, everything changes. So corny, but it's true though.
It is true. The sketches are always a bit like I've got to like lower my expectations when I see your sketches because I know that once you throw the color and the shading on it, it'll just go phoom.
That's why I always tell you in advance, like this good, like it looks ass right now, but is the shape okay? It will look better, I promise. Like I give you a little like spoiler alert, like I promise it's gonna look good. It always does.
No, and I absolutely trust you that it will.
Yeah, thank you. And I trust your judgment as well. So I know that whenever you send something back, it's because we're gonna do something amazing with it. So
15 seconds.
no. Wait.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Congratulations. Now let's see this masterpiece.
Okay, I couldn't finish a background, but I don't think you needed one because it's very saturated.
It could just be flat color. I often use flat color.
Oh my god. The stretching of the arm was such a challenge. You could have put any character who has both arms.
Yeah, I think that's a really good like basic representation of it. I think what happens is in a real one, we make Buggy significantly smaller in
Yes.
like the background for depth. Shanks is in the foreground and he's like pointing diagonally on the other side.
Opposite direction because he has to point with his
Yes.
right arm.
Opposite direction. I really
So
screwed
this
you over
thumbnail
by doing
inverted.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done in 10 minutes. I think
Oh.
there's a solid idea there. Just needs a couple of tweaks and it's a really good thumbnail.
Yeah. And it's a couple of tweaks and a couple of hours of work.
The other thing that people don't see here is that this doesn't include any shading at all, like not even a hint of shading.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of Grecia's work is the shading. The shading makes everything.
Well, I gotta give you credit because you introduced me to these that we call stark shading, that we call it that way. And it's basically, so if you see my original artwork, I always do like really soft shading, or I use a lot of different colors to create a shade. But in this case, we have to keep things very minimal. If you put that insane detail on a very tiny thumbnail, it's gonna look all like mushed in and wacky. So what we do is just plain solid colors, and then on a different layer I do these. I just add literally black bold like shading on specific areas.
Black bold. I'm a big fan of bold.
Yes. I just like play with angles, like, you know, I have to decide which side of the face is gonna have the shading and all of that. But that's it. It's literally the base color and a black shading, and that's it. And you play obviously with the opacity to make it less dark and stuff. And it makes it way faster for me as well, because I just toss in a new layer, one single shading, instead of going darker red, darker blue, darker yellow. So it works.
Absolutely. Well, I think that was a really solid first thumbnail.
Yes.
Congratulations. Great idea.
Pretty good.
Thank you to whoever suggested that. That was a fun idea. All right, so welcome back, Gracia. You've had a change of location. Explain yourself. This is rather extravagant.
Yeah. Well, I moved. It's been like, 3 months since our last call, I think. And so, yeah, maybe some things are looking different, but, you know, it's fine. I got better lighting.
I was worried because, as you very bluntly called me out, it's been a long time since we filmed those initial batches of videos. Didn't expect for it to be that long. But I wanted to come back and get your thoughts on how things turned out and show you guys how everything turned out. It's been a while. I don't know if it's been 3 months. It's been at least 2 months, though.
I think it was May or June. Yeah.
Oh, it was not May. Surely not.
No, it was definitely June because I was already engaged.
Congratulations. I don't know if I said that last time. Basically, what happened is we did that, then a week went by, then I believe I got hit with COVID pretty soon after that.
That's true.
None of that matters for the purpose of this video because we have some very exciting results to share. I really liked the idea and I did not intend on doing this, but I thought this thumbnail has a lot of potential, so I'm going to make it into a video. Before I actually knew what the video was. So I did how we usually start this process with a mock-up, which looks like this.
There we go, you flipped it.
Yep, so I immediately flipped it to give Shanks the correct arm. I also gave it a bit of depth because I felt it was a bit too flat with both like Buggy and Shanks being on the same plane.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be pointing and I wanted Buggy to be like in the background.
I love the little mustache you put on Luffy there. And the scar just...
Yeah. So I do this often when I have a pose that I like from another character. It looks like Luffy in a poor Shanks cosplay, but you get the idea. It's Gracia's job to make it look like actual Shanks, and
so you can see how hard of a job it is, really.
Yeah. And this is how the thumbnail ended up in its final form.
Beautiful, with that stark shading.
Yeah, so stark. Yeah. If we compare that to the very first one, my scribble on the whiteboard, I think we've made some significant progress.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my god. But it looks pretty good nonetheless. Like, we got the idea out there. We kept the elements of the original mock-up. We just flipped it to the side that it needed to be. But essentially, yeah, it's got all the elements. Although you did not use the objection text that we originally planned.
Correct.
So why was that?
To say, I did also make Gracia draw up a whole layer of the Phoenix Wright objection bubble.
For nothing.
Which I thought it made the thumbnail look really clunky. There were too many weird elements going on because the objection kind of started hiding Shanks's arm, and it made it difficult to see that Buggy was on like a witness podium. So in the end, I just went for the subtitle text instead, and I think it worked. I mean, it looks cleaner.
It looks better. Yeah, it definitely looks cleaner.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think this video did? Which just completely spawned from a random bout of creativity and a prompt from a viewer.
I mean, it did pretty well, and like you stayed in topic and everything, so it made sense. It was a really, really good thumbnail, and Buggy was trending at that time because he was just announced Emperor, so like it was the perfect time to click on that video. So I think it did pretty well.
So what's pretty well on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm just kidding.
You say kidding, but
I would
you're
say-
actually correct. I think that is the correct response.
So I would say 8.
Yeah, bang on.
Seriously?
It was
Oh.
an 8 out of 10, which is not good. That's not good. That's, you want ones.
Yeah,
mostly.
no.
I mean, it's done pretty well. So I think the problem is that it 100% all on my side, because I think the idea lost its way as I was making the video. Or we had that idea and I was like, ooh, this will be fun. We're going to like put Buggy on trial and make him justify his emperorhood. But the video I wrote
Yeah.
didn't end up being that. And so the title I gave it also didn't end up being that, which is How Buggy Became an Emperor. I think there is a little bit of disconnect between title
Okay.
and thumbnail. May have caused some issues there. It definitely wasn't the editing. The video was edited fantastically. It was a very fun video. I'm really glad that I made it on a whim. It was such a specific idea as well. I wanted a vague
Yeah.
idea. This one was super specific. Yeah, it was a decent video. It did well.
Yeah.
Ish.